We stayed overnight at the Gwrch Ynys Country House in nearby Harlech. This magnificent old farmhouse is set on an acre of lawn gardens. The owner of the inn offered to give us an insider's tour of Harlech.
I've always lived in the area. We've been living in Gwrch Ynys now for 30 years, running the business, running the guest house for the last 20.
The town has a connection to the sea.
This was a real sea-going community going back the last 100 to 200 years. And then later on in 1865, the railway came along, and that then made the way with the boating industry.
Access to the sea was one reason Edward I built a castle here in the late 13th century. Like Conwy, it was part of his iron ring of fortresses.
It was always the last castle to fall, but probably the main reason it was the last to fall is it was the furthest away as well from England, and it's still mainly intact. It hasn't been sacked. You know, lots of castles have been absolutely flattened and sacked. Harlech Castle wasn't really.
The sea and harbour views in Harlech are spectacular.
They call the corner, "Oh my God corner," just for the reason when people just drive up the lane and they just come to the corner, and right in front you got the whole beach, the whole expanse of Harlech Bay.
There are over 80 miles of beach, and it's never crowded, at least to my eyes. Of course, I'm used to the beaches in Southern California. There was plenty of room for everyone, for swimming, kayaking, or just for wading in the water. We drove up into the hills to see some of the lesser-known parts of Harlech.
I think if you go to one of these countries, Wales particularly, the more you get off the beaten track, the more you see some of these small country lanes. And this is where you get the best views, the most spectacular scenery, the sea air and the sea views and the mountain air.
We were driving across the oldest inhabited part of the area.
What we're on now is a Bronze Age path. There's a path here 4,000 years ago. But obviously in those times, 4,000 years ago, it was much warmer than it is now. You know, people would live high up on the mountains then.
It was a place of timeless beauty and tranquility.
This is where you see the real Wales. Places off the beaten track. You can enjoy the countryside and the views. It's all free.